together, peace emerges. Debbie and Yehuda, you have so much fun together, and the genuine spark you have between you is apparent in all of your interactions. Whether you're saving the environment, adopting bunnies, caring for the kids, working on a project, or often an adventure, you're in it together. Your determination to reach common ground and find peaceful solutions is a testament to your mutual commitment and dedication to family, community, and to each other. 3 beautiful occasions and ceremonies. 3 anniversaries to celebrate. 3 times a year to reaffirm your commitment to each other. 3 chances not to forget your anniversary. And best of all, 3 times a year for presents. Din, Shalom, Emet. 3 strands tied together to create the foundation for a lifetime of wonderful moments and carry you through challenging times. As is stated in the book of Kohelet, Chet HaMishulash lo b'nhera yenateh. A rope of 3 strands is one that endures. We love you guys, and as you continue on your journey together, we wish you a lifetime of joy, happiness, and success always.
So, many of you know me, many of you don't. I'm one of Judah's old friends, Stuart Schindel. It occurred to me over the past few days that I've actually known Judah for about 27 years at this point. We met in yeshiva in Israel. So for the first month that we were there, he had all of his friends from high school had shown up. And about 6 weeks in, they all abandoned him. And he was sort of stuck there. But over the course of the year, over countless games of Addams Family Pinball, euchre, a lot of amaretto and Long Island iced teas, we ended up becoming very good friends and actually traveling Israel together. When it turned out that we both were going to be at Yeshiva University, the decision was pretty easy that we should become roommates. And over the next 3 years, we were roommates the entire time. Now, as the current Judah Press roommate record holder, I am very glad to be at an event that is going to make that record move. Debbie Judah, thank you so much for including me in this special day, and I wish you guys much happiness in the years to come. Yes.
Finish signing.
Yes, we do.
Witnesses. Sarah?
Hello? Working? Okay, so we're our Adim. We have our 2 Adim here. Okay, so Judah, the Adim are going to sign this Ketubah, and these are the promises that we already went over. You're making as a husband to Debbie, to basically, when it comes out, be nice. Can you handle that? Excellent. I think we're ready to sign that. So what we're going to have is here, Yisrael. Come here. So Yisrael, I already told him. So I want you to give Judah a pen, and by Judah taking the pen, it's going to be an acceptance of the terms of the Ketubah. Hold the pen. Okay, so Judah has accepted the terms. Now we're going to have the Adim sign, and the Adim signature is going to really what makes this document official. So you turn the pen, and we'll have our Adim sign. No, Hebrew.
Like a tish without
So this Ketubah now becomes Debbie's property. Okay, so we'll hold it for under the Debbie's property. And it must remain in your home. Okay, so now we're going to have the bedekkin.
Go back to back.
Where do you want to stand?
We're gonna stand in front of the camera.
So the bedekkin is symbolic of when Yaakov was tricked into marrying the wrong sister. He married Leah instead of Rachel. So symbolic at a Jewish wedding now is the husband veiled, or the Chatan veils the Kala to make sure that he'll be under the chuppah with the right person. So Judah is going to stick a veil on Debbie, and then Debbie is going to stick a kippah on Judah's head. Go ahead. Mazel tov.
Now we're gonna do
Actually,
the procession. Everybody's walking. David, can you go more towards the microphone?
Where's the microphone? That way.
Yeah.
Can I move the microphone?
Yeah, but I guess stay with Steven a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's another microphone here.
Steven, can you below the top? Thank you. I'm gonna tell you when music's gonna play in a second. Sorry, wait for the music and then you
So we now arrive at the engagement part of the ceremony. This is the first part of the Jewish wedding. It used to be done in two parts, a year apart, the engagement and then the end of the marriage. It's all done now under the chuppah here. So the first part is Birkat Arusin, which is the engagement. Then we'll have the Ketubah reading, which serves really as an intermission, almost separating it with Birkat Yisuin, which is, or the Sheva Brachot, which is the second part of the wedding. So we have a cup of wine here. Yes, we have the cup of wine. So after I make this bracha, Judah and Debbie, you'll drink from the cup of wine. Baruch atah Malach Haolam barei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Malach Haolam asher kadashanu v'zcha v'tzivanu al harayot v'atzar lanu et Harisot v'hitelanu et hadasot lana yedei chuppah v'kedushim baruch atah Adonai mekadesh amo Yisrael ayedei chuppah v'kedushin. I said it too. We're now going to call upon our Adim again, our witnesses, to witness Judah giving Debbie the ring. So I believe the ring is right over there. So this ring is a ring that Judah owns. He's going to say the verse Hariyat Mekudeshet Li, and by doing so, what he's doing is he's changing Debbie's status from a single woman to a married woman. So first, Judah, you'll say Hariyat Mekudeshet Li, and afterwards you will put the ring on Debbie's finger, on the right index finger. Okay, Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov.
Okay. So now we're up to the favorite part of the service, the Devar Torah. So I'll just say a few words, and then Rabbi Ackerman will say a few words as well. So when Adam and Eve were created, according to the Talmud, they actually were created back to back, attached at the tailbone, according to the Talmud, but God said, oh, this isn't good, there's a problem. They can't speak to each other. So he separated them and he turned them around, and we're hoping to get some wonderful conversation, maybe something you'd see in a Hallmark card. Doesn't really happen that way. What happens, Eve eats the forbidden fruit, she gives it to Adam, and then when God confronts Adam and says, why did you eat the forbidden fruit? He said, God, it's your fault, it's the woman you gave me, she set me up, she gave it to me. Obviously, this was not the answer God was looking for here. It didn't go well. We know that they both get kicked out of Gan Eden. Then something interesting happens. Up to this point, God or Adam had never called Eve or Chava by name. She's always Ha'isha, the woman. But we're told that according to the rabbis, Adam doesn't want anything to do with her for over 100 years. He is so angry at her for getting him kicked out of the garden. But then he gives her a name, Chava, which is often translated as the giver of life, but that's really Chaya. Chava really means somebody who gives knowledge. What is Adam really saying? He's really saying that he appreciates his wife now for who she is. He's somebody he could learn from, a giver of knowledge. Yes, he's somebody he wants to have children with, but he's not just seeing her as somebody who will give him children, but somebody he could learn from, somebody he could speak from. They could look at each other and have a warm, caring relationship and communicate with each other. So Debbie and Judah, I bless you, or may God bless you with the ability to really speak to each other, look at each other, and that will help you navigate any difficult times. And may you have a beautiful life together, and let us say, Amen. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to Rabbi Ackerman now.
Thank you, Rabbi Sanders. This coming week's parsha stories. Re'eh Hayom, Bracha U'Kara. Behold, I place before you today, on this day, blessing and curse. The early Midrash Sefer reads those words, and in the midst of his commentary, he says, Natan makom lefanenu, shnei drachim. God has placed before us two paths. It strikes me that there are always possible paths. We all know the famous Robert Frost poem. That way, as I offer these words, two roads diverge in a yellow wood. And the speaker of the poem goes on to say that he looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Keep that image in mind. Looking down that road as far as possible, but then it bends. You can't see around it. The Midrash also, working off of that opening verse in our parasha, describes a traveler at a spot that it calls Parashat Drachim, crossroads. Literally a splitting, a dividing of the paths. And that traveler says to passers-by, you see this path? It starts out smooth. But go another couple of steps, filled with brambles and thistles, bumps in the road. But you see this other path? It starts out bumpy. Brambles and thistles and rocks. Go a little bit down that road, it actually gets smooth. Putting all of that together, the various midrashim and commentaries actually refer to these two different paths with some very interesting names. Using the opening words of this week's parasha, there is a path of bracha, the path of blessing. It's also the path of chayim, the path of life. It's also derech hatov, the path of goodness. And one commentator even says, I place before you fire and water. You choose. Sometimes fire is the right choice. Sometimes water is the right choice. Debbie and Judah, you keep making that choice. to proceed down the path of bracha, of chayim, of tov, over and over again. 3 anniversaries gives you 3 opportunities to proclaim that that's the path. But it's not only with regard to these celebrations, because we're actually always at the crossroads. In every moment of every day, always. And there's always a choice to be made. And sometimes the path ahead may look smooth but ends up being bumpy. And sometimes it really is the other way around. And you keep making that choice over and over again as well. Make it with love for each other, with enormous sensitivity, and with great joy. I want to say it's a joy to watch that happen. A really beautiful thing to watch that happen. It's been my privilege to get to watch that happen over and over again, particularly over these last few months, but even before, in the course of your lives together, in the ways in which you connect and interact with one another. Derech Abraham, path of blessing. Frost's famous poem concludes equally famously with these words: 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Your choice over and over again of the path of chayim, of life, of bracha, of blessing, of tov, of goodness, your choice makes all the difference. Not just today, hayom, but every day. An additional privilege of mine is to read your Ketubah. One of us is going to step toward the other. And exactly as Rabbi Sachs said before, this is the intermission. It's halftime. Echad b'Shabbat, Yud Yamin l'Chodesh Menachem Av, Shnat 5,780 B'yat Olam Minyan Momin She'anu Momin Khan, Barnesville, Pennsylvania. Eich Nechatan Yehuda Yonatan Ben Yosef Aryeh B'Leah, Amar la lahada b'yurta dvoram hira bat Yaakov u'malka rezo, Levi into Gedat Moshe Yisrael. Ma'ana aflat lokir b'yizon v'afarnes v'tivizuchi, Yichot gudrin yudayim b'chalchim, U'mokrim zanim b'farnesim, L'ansheo b'tishka. V'yahed nalichi kesef zuzei mea d'chazi lechi, U'zonaychi b'chisutaychi b'sukaychi, Me'al l'vataychi orach kol ara siyat mara Deborah Judah Yurtada. V'havat le'li'utu yedar l'dunya v'han alat bein be'abuha bein l'kesef bein l'zahav bein l'tachshutin v'mana l'ibusha v'shibusha gira u'v'shibusha ve'arsa v'kol kibel alav Yehuda Yonatan chatan nan v'chamshin z'kukim kesef saruf Vitsavi, Yehuda Yonatan, Chatan Nan, Rosit Lam Minit Delay, Old Hamshin, Speaking Kesef Saruf, Achirim Knegdan, Saf Akol, Me'az, Speaking Kesef Saruf. V'chein Amar Yehuda Yonatan, Chatan Nan, Achor Yushtar Tutada, Nedunya Dein, Vitosef Tada, Mileit Ali, Alai, Ve'ale Yarte Batrai, Param, Kol Shvar Arab, Yichsin, B'kenina le'di'itle, L'chavat Oshmai l'kana'e u'da'ativ. I'm on the wrong line. Ana le'mitnei nichsin, le'di'it l'hon acharayut, u'b'leit l'hon acharayut. Kol hun, Yehavein Achara'in Ve'araba'in Before Mikon Shart Tutada V'Blim Yadein V'Tosef Tada Mai Da'afilu Min Blima Da'al Tipai B'Chayai U'Tar Chayai Min Yom Adnan U'La'olam Ve'Achrayut V'Chom Shart Tutada V'Blim Yadein V'Tosef Tada Mel Alav Yehuda Yonatan Chatan Bnan Yechomer Kol Shtarek Tutot Ketubah Tosef Ha'ot Denahagin Bibnot Yisrael Ha'azurim Ketchikun Chachamim Zichronam Livracha Delo Ke'asmachta Udelo Ketotse Shtare V'Kanina Min Yehuda Yonatan Yosef Aryeh V'Leah Chatan Bnan Gemarat Dvorah Mithira Bat Yaakov Umalka Rezel Yurtada Al Kol Mad Chatuv B'Torah Shel L'man L'Chasher L'Matnive Al Kol Sharir V'Haya.
I'm going to read the version of the alternate Ketubah that we had at our legal ceremony in November. As we embark on life's journey, we promise to love, cherish, encourage, and inspire one another. Our hearts fuse together, creating a unique bond of friendship and compassion at its core. Through this union, we vow to value and support each other, always striving to show sensitivity to each other's needs. Never nurture one another emotionally, spiritually, and intellectually, and by holding the paper for each other. Always mindful of our respective qualities and strengths, may we continue to grow together, maintaining courage and determination to pursue our desired path. We promise to celebrate life's joys with grace and overcome life's adversities with tenacity. May we maintain the intimacy that fosters trust, honesty, and communication. As life partners, we shall strive to build a home committed to our Jewish heritage, a home emanating love, peace, tolerance, and charity through each other's eyes. We see the world anew. May we be better together. All this is valid mind.
Amen. All right, so we now move on to the second part of the wedding, the Birkat Nisuin or Sheva Brachot. Oh, sorry. Go.
Alright, so, in line with that, I'm never really at a loss for words, so I'm always happy to talk. But a wedding during coronavirus is something pretty close to being useless.
Thank you.
But have a wedding during coronavirus brings up so many complicated feelings. What we're all living through during a pandemic, racial unrest, and a deep lack of normalcy. Lack of normalcy feels like an understatement at this point. Even a Lila or many hours of screen time, there are many more dishes to clean. You're the fool in the backyard. We miss our friends and family, and people are sick and dying. It's a lot to hold and a lot to bear. So a wedding and love during a time of coronavirus. It's a lot of family time, and it's a lot of work, but I really love it. Having 3 meals a day together, having the time to play restaurant at breakfast, and use every piece of art supplies we have in our house has been chaotic, but a time I hope we will all remember after this is all over as really special. A wedding, our wedding, feels like this to me. How lucky to have love during the time of coronavirus. I think about all the patients that I see during the week and how many situations people are spending their quarantine time in, and I'm so happy with love. Judah and I want the detrimental effects of the virus to be over with, but I think we both enjoy being at home, the slower pace, and doing the business of daily living together. I think couples have been having all kinds of quarantine experiences together. Some good, some not so good. What I know about my relationship with Judah is that we go through life together. We are both very sensitive people, and we're able to talk through what makes us happy and unhappy. We serve algae out of the food together. We play board games with Ethan and Lila, and take a lot of walks. Each night before bed, we We talked for a good chunk of time about what has been going on in our day, even though we've been together all day long. We like each other, and we support one another. I think a key feature in our relationship is being who we really are, compromising, but not compromising too much so as to lose ourselves. Keeping love alive in day-to-day life is something we have on a regular basis. After some past negative experiences, that feels special and cherished, and like something not everyone gets to have. I am proud of the work that we have done in our relationship so that we can move forward together. So, our wedding at a time of Corona feels like that. Special, simple, treasured. We are so grateful to have a wedding at all, to be equal to part of our family, and thinking of everyone watching virtually and with us in spirit. And we can't wait to celebrate and hug everybody in person next year. I'm almost done, but I want to thank our parents and our siblings for being understanding and being here to share in our simcha, even if they have to be a little far away from us and showing up for us. An extra shout out to my mom, who is the definition of what a good mother is, always there, always supportive, always trying. I thank all of the friends that have been there for me through thick and thin. Showing up for me means more than you know. And there are going to be some pre-recorded speeches after the ceremony, so I want to thank them in advance. My brother Kenny and several of my closest friends, Jennifer, Brian, Jean and Julie, and Tara. Thank you for being a part of our lives and allowing us yours. I also want to thank our two rabbis, Rabbi Sachs and Rabbi Ackerman, for blending two traditions for us. This is very meaningful that you would do this for us. And lastly, and this one I've been having a hard time not crying through, I want to thank my loves, Tim and Lila, who have been through so much. Thanks for being so awesome and being so welcoming to do that into our lives. You have both had open hearts to him, and I can tell you feel him to be part of our family. And I'm so proud of both of you. And I love you.
So now we arrive at the second part of the ceremony, the Birkat Nisuin or Sheva Brachot, which is a series of 7 blessings in which we bless the Chatan and Kala with a happy life. I just always like to point out the last 2 blessings is a very subtle but meaningful change. Second to last blessing, blessing number 6, ends Hasameach Chatan Kala, who gives joy to the bride and groom, and then the 7th one is Hasameach Chatan Im Hakala, who gives joy to the bride, to the groom and the bride together. In other words, they're joined together. So in the 6th blessing, we have the bride and the groom are still 2 individuals, but then in the 7th blessing, they're joined together as a corporate unit. In other words, they're really coming together as a couple, and that is really the blessing that we give you today. So let's proceed with the first Sheva Bracha. We're going to go back and forth in Hebrew and English. Okay, so Lila is now running the show. And Ethan, as always.
The first blessing is Papa Gary, father of the bride.
And Grandma Marilyn, mother of the bride.
Amen.
Blessed are you, God, who brings forth fruit from the vine.
Honored is the second blessing, Dear Trust, father of the groom.
And Leah Cross, mother of the groom.
Amen.
Blessed are you, God, who shapes the universe, all things created speak of your glory. Honored is the third blessing, my brother and son of the bride, Ethan.
And my sister and daughter of the bride, Lila. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer ha'adam.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Holy Ones, who create each person. Honored is the fourth blessing, Rabbi Stephen Sapp.
And this is the groom's new shepherd.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yatsa et ha'am b'tzalmo, b'tzelem dumat b'tiknoto, hikin lo mimenu binyan adayad. Baruch atah Adonai yotzer ha'adam.
Amen.
Bless you, God, forming each person in your image. You have
שוש תסיס ותגל העקרה, תקיבו את בניה לתוכה בשמחה. ברוך אתה אדוני, משמח ציון בבניה.
Amen.
May Israel whisper of his children, as white as they gather together till the blessed are you, God, let Zion say. Honor with the six blessings, Steve, Shindle, Brendan, Figure.
And Sarah, Yuna, and Obi, these nephews grew.
שמח ושמח פרים אהובים, כשמח ירצך בגן עדן מקדם, ברוך אתה אדוני, ושמח חסן בקרבה.
Amen.
Loving friends, taste of the bliss and gave the first man and was in the garden of Eden in the days of old. Prepare you the presence of love with pride and growing delight. Honor with the seventh blessing, Michael bones unto a vision.
And Sherry bone onto grew.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר ברא ששון ושמחה, חתן וכלה, אשר ברא ששון ושמחה, חתן וכלה, גילה רינה תצווה, ואהבה ושלום ורעות, גילה רינה תצווה,
Amen. Birkat Kohanim. So Rabbi Ackerman is going to bestow the Birkat Kohanim, the priestly blessing, and I believe we have another Kohen in the house as well.
Judah and Debbie, face one another. You're allowed to hold me. יברכך אדוני וישמרך, יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך, יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך shalom. May Adonai bless you and guard you. May God's light shine within, upon, and around you and be gracious to you. May God smile upon you every day, this day and every day, granting you the gift of shalom, wholeness, fulfillment, integrity.
Amen.
Amen.
What was that, Judah? Okay.
You're doing it or I'm doing it? You can do it. I got the words.
A duet.
Avir harim chayayin zreach oranim nisha v'ruach ha'arbayim im kol ha'achor u'b'tardemat ha'emen shvuya b'chaloma העיר אשר מצאת יושבת ובליבה חומה ירושלים טהורה ושושת ושרון על כל שירייך
Judah, whenever you're ready for the big stump.
Hi everyone, Debbie and Judah, congratulations. We all wish you the best from me, Lee, Emma, and Eddie. Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Jane.
Hi, I'm Julie.
We'd like to propose a toast to the happy couple on this joyous day.
Debbie, I want to thank you for being such a huge support to me when I first moved to Penwyn and we had play dates with our girls when they were 3 months old. I'm so thankful for your friendship and how close our daughters are.
And Debbie, I truly value our friendship. I admire your strength and resiliency and your deep thinking. Over the years, we've grown close, and I'm so grateful for all of our love and support we've had together.
The three of us have had such fun times together through the years, including karaoke nights,
Cooking dinner while sipping wine,
yoga with goats,
carving pumpkins or creating wreaths,
girls' weekend in Cape May,
to name a few. Debbie, I'm so glad you and Judah ended up together. Through the ups and downs, you two are truly meant for each other.
I'm so happy you found someone who makes you truly happy.
So to Debbie, our intelligent, loving, empathetic, adventurous friends.
And to Judah, our sweet, caring, supportive friend with a great sense of humor.
Live stream guests, please raise your glasses to this wonderful couple.
All the best for many, many years to come.
Woo!
Debbie and I met and instantly became friends in 7th grade at Mark Twain Junior High School in Brooklyn, New York, and I've loved her ever since. Ours is one of the strongest friendships I've ever had, despite the fact that we've rarely lived in the same city, time zone, or even on the same continent. This may give you a hint at how great Debbie is at building and nurturing relationships. So it is not a surprise to me that Judah fell in love with her right away and that together they've built a beautiful relationship full of mutual respect and open communication. I'm thrilled to toast the two of them on their marriage. I only wish that all of their loved ones could be there to celebrate with them in person today. But their love will continue to grow, and in 2021, we'll have the opportunity to commemorate the beautiful union of these two terrific humans whose strength and love are a blessing to Ethan and Lila and all those whose lives they touch. Mazel tov.
Hi, everybody. Sorry we can't be with you today, but we definitely are so excited for this event. So I'm here with my young friend here, Mr. David Gelfand.
I am his son, by the way. But I think he could really call me his friend because I'm his son.
Okay, well, thanks for keeping me in line there. Anyway, again, David is here to remind me that while a lot of times a toast can sort of turn into a roast and I could talk more about some of our misadventures when we were younger. Today, especially during this very serious time in our history, is really all about celebrating the love that you guys have for each other, and we're glad to be a part of that. So you agree?
Yes, I do agree. Good job, Dad.
Thanks, David. So, Debbie, obviously, we go back, obviously, a very long way, and so many great memories, so many just great things have happened to us, including 5 wonderful children, and we're also blessed to have them here with us. You're one of those, don't worry. You knew that, right?
Yeah.
So great. But we're also, we also have a lot of other things in common. Sometimes we both tend to be very stubborn. We both tend to learn things the hard way. But the good part is the Gelfand seem to always land on their feet in the end. And I can tell right now that that's happened for you. You deserve all the good things that are coming to you now in life, both in your professional career as a psychologist and also in your life as a wife and a mother. I am so glad that you found Judah to be a part of your life. Judah, you've done something that I have not been able to do. You've taken your kids and you've turned them into sports fans. I seem to fail as a father on that. What's your favorite football team? Okay, anyway,
Cowboys?
question answered. So, Judah, I'm so glad you've been there for the kids through all the transitions in their life. You stood by them and you love them so much. I'm so glad that you love my sister so much and you've been there for her. And we're so glad that you're coming and joining our family and going to be a part of it. So I'm going to propose a toast to the bride and the groom. Lift the glass up. L'chaim, to life, to a long life together. Please, everybody, congratulations and thank you. Have a drink.
Congratulations.
Wait, what? That's wine. No, just kidding. That's
It's snow cone syrup mixed with water.
right. Anyway, congratulations, guys, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Hello, I'm Brian Sharpless. I'm an old friend of Debbie's, and I'm very pleased to be giving a speech at her and Judah's wedding. So I've been spending the better part of 2 weeks working on lectures for fall semester, so it's really strange for me to talk to anybody without using PowerPoint, so you're going to have to deal with a few slides. I actually found the first picture that I had of Debbie. This goes all the way back to 2005. So for the benefit of the younger people in the audience, I should probably explain this a bit since it looks odd, but 2005 was very different from 2020. We used to do some pretty strange things. For one, we used to spend time with other people, and we didn't even wear masks. The only people in 2005 that wore masks were doctors, criminals, and the occasional infectious disease expert. I also have no recollection of any food or toilet paper shortages back then. We would even touch each other. I'm not making this up. Sometimes even during business meetings, people would touch each other. And this may be just be me getting old, but I truly believe that music back then was a lot deeper, more meaningful, richer. You know, one of the biggest hits of 2005 was by the great Gwen Stefani. And, you know, she took all of her seriousness, her gravitas, her life experience, and she told the world in no uncertain terms that she ain't no hollaback girl. Let that sink in. She ain't no hollaback girl. It's deep. I think Bob Dylan wrote that. But getting back to Debbie, this is the building that I actually met her for the first time in. So this was on the very first day of our internship when we were doing orientation. They lined us all up and made us go to a big boardroom in there where we learned about the program, learned what we had to do. And as luck would have it, I sat next to Debbie. And at the end of the day, I remember thinking, wow, if everybody at Penn is as nice as Debbie, and they weren't, this is going to be a good year. And it actually turned into not just good, but a great year. And both Debbie and I decided to stay on for our postdoc. And during our postdoc, we actually had our offices right beside each other. And Debbie made me promise that I would not be inappropriate during the speech, so I will unfortunately have to keep the amazingly funny stories and things that happened during that year to myself. But after graduation, what usually happens, and this is kind of sad, but it's true, but even the people that you really care about and you value, if you don't see them a lot, you tend to lose touch. And I'm really grateful that this didn't happen with Debbie and I. We actually got closer. I was living on the West Coast for 3 years, and we ended up talking on the phone quite a bit. And I think we really helped each other through the ups and downs that are typical of people in their late 20s and early 30s. But she was always there for me, and I will always appreciate that. And I think I was always there for her. But I remember one time in particular, I was in London, and I was having a mini freak out over something I don't want to get into right now. And the first person I thought of calling was Debbie. And so I actually called her from London on my cell phone. And it was great. I was really glad that I got the chance to chat with her. It was very expensive, but it was well worth it. And I gotta say, Debbie's awesome. You all know her, but she's kind, she's generous, she's warm, she's nice to her bunnies, she's a great therapist, and she's a really great friend. And recently, probably about 3 or 4 times, I've got the opportunity to hang out with both her and Judah. And I think the very first time I got to meet him was at one of my favorite restaurants in Baltimore called the Paper Moon Cafe. If you ever get a chance, you have to go there. The decor is phenomenally funny. But I remember getting to see them interact, and they were so sweet to one another, and I could see how happy that Debbie was with all the things Judah was doing for her. And so it was really nice to see, and I hope that that continues to grow in the future. So you can't end a speech without a conclusion slide, right? So I'm going to have some conclusions. So the main one is Debbie's one of my favorite people in the world, hands down. And I know we're going to stay close. And I really look forward to that. And I also hope that that she and Judah get to have lots of fun together, get to have lots of adventures, and get to share their joy with me and the people that I care about. And, you know, when things calm down, maybe 2023 or so, maybe we can actually get together in person without wearing face masks and shields and being behind glass or in a bubble, and actually maybe hug each other. So without further ado, it's probably time for a toast. So I'm having a little Manhattan here, but wherever you are and whatever you're drinking, raise a glass and let's toast the happy couple. Mazel tov.
So Judah and I are both I'm gonna have one of my shoes and one of Judah's shoes, and he'll have one of each. And then she's gonna ask, oh, Lila's gonna explain, I'm sorry.
Okay, so they have one of each other's shoes, and I'm gonna ask a question that's like an either or question for both of them, and whoever they think the answer is, they're gonna hold up that person's shoe. So, yeah. Okay.
Whose shoe is which?
Okay,
Slippers?
and we're gonna and then we're gonna add Ethan and Lila with 4, and you're really not gonna tell who's who, but
Later. Asking questions, and whoever they think is the person, raise the shoe.
Ready? Question 1. Who handles the groceries?
Handles the groceries.
You didn't pick the first
Who's more likely to steal all the covers on a cold night?
Who's more likely one.
Steal the cover?
Better shower singer?
Better shower singer.
Better what? Shower singer?
Shower singer.
Oh, I see. Is that Steady? She has the...
Yeah. I should go put it.
Okay. Mom said both, Judah said Debbie.
What are the questions?
What was the question?
Spends more time staring at their phone.
Okay.
Who's more organized?
I know the answer to that. Debbie.
Questions.
Can you mute everybody? Agree with the sight of a spider. Can you mute everybody? No.
I can mute everybody, but Lila, make sure you're near the computer too, because I think when you're bouncing a little bit, so
Okay.
to make the microphone picks you up. Okay.
Who's more likely to arrive late at to an appointment?
They both said Judah.
Who has the best style?
They both said Debbie.
Who made the first move?
What? Both of them said themselves.
Who texted who?
Who's more romantic?
They both said Judah.
Except for Judah. Then. Who plans more elaborate date nights?
They both said themselves.
Who's the best driver?
They both said Judah.
Who's more likely to talk their way out of a speeding ticket?
You could have just stopped at the top.
They both said Debbie.
Who's more likely? Oh wait, never mind.
Is it time to merge now?
No. Who's the bigger party animal?
Both said Debbie.
Okay.
Can you
That's
sing,
it for them.
Lying here with you, listening to the rain, smiling just to see the smile upon your face. And these are the moments I thank God that I'm alive. And these are the moments I'll remember all my life. I found all I've waited for, and I could not ask for more. Looking in your eyes, seeing all I need. Everything you are is everything to me. These are the moments I know heaven must exist. And these are the moments I know all I need is this. I have all I've waited for, and I could not ask for more. I could not ask for more than this time together. Could not ask for more than this time with you. And every prayer has been answered, and every dream I have come true. Getting right here in this moment, it's like where I'm meant to be. Oh, here with you, here with me. And these are the moments I thank God that I'm alive. And these are the moments I remember all my life. I've got all I've waited for, and I could not ask for more. I could not ask for more than this time together. Could not ask for more than this time with you. And every prayer has been answered, and every dream I have come true. Yeah, right here in this moment is like where I'm meant to be. Here with you, here with me. Could not ask for more than the love you give me, 'cause it's all I've waited for, and I could not ask for more. More. And I could not ask for more.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for attending our virtual wedding. We are sorry you can't be here in person, but glad you were able to watch from a distance. And we are looking forward to celebrating with you next year when we can all be together.
Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, and we wish you all the best and hope to see you next year.